Hey Canucks fans, let's talk about some of the media coverage for the Vancouver Canucks and what it means to be an analyst. I'm Canuck Clay, I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. It's my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Saturday, August the 7th. If you're new, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button for Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Today's Saturday, that means tomorrow's Sunday. That means tomorrow is my weekly Ask Me Anything vlog. So get a question in for tomorrow. Simply mark it AMA for Ask Me Anything. Start your comment off like that so I know it's a question designated, intended for tomorrow's vlog. And as always, like I do every Sunday, I'll get to as many of them as I can. Okay, not going to talk about Canucks news per se in this video, but I want to talk about how Canucks news is presented, how it's covered, how it's covered, how it's shared. And this is because this guy was on Sportsnet 650 yesterday. Yes, it was Friday afternoon, and I was the first guest on Bick and the Boss, the show with Bick Nazar and Craig McEwen, who is the boss of Sportsnet 650. And it was in the 1 o'clock hour, so it was only Craig McEwen. Bick was off, so Craig McEwen talked for about 10-15 minutes about Alex Edler and Alex Edler's interview earlier in the day on the station. And then he did an 8.5 minute interview with me, mostly centered on Quinn Hughes, contract negotiations, style of play, that kind of thing, and where he's at in his career. So flat out, I thought I did a good job, to be honest with you. I'll be honest that's the whole thing, right? I try and be genuine, as genuine and transparent as I can be with all of you, because there's nothing for me to hide. There's no reason for me to lie. I thought I did a good job. I thought I came across as articulate, as passionate, as someone who knew what they were talking about. So I was happy. Sportsnet 650, they texted me in the morning, sent me a DM, producer of the show, and went back and forth throughout the day, and they lined me up as the first of 4 or 5 guests on the show for yesterday afternoon. So they shared it. They did a little graphic saying, guest, and then I said 110 Clay Emo, Canuck Clay. And then afterwards, which I've been on the radio a couple times, but afterwards they also shared it as a recap video, like a link to the video, which was pretty cool. They don't always do that when I'm on, because compared to other people they have on, which is the whole point of my video in a second. But I'll put that link in the description, video descriptions. So if you want to check it out, I encourage you to do so. Again, 8.5 minutes, and you let me know. Maybe am I giving myself too much credit, or would you agree that I did okay? I'm very happy with how it went, and Craig McEwen made it easy. I know him from before, and we had a good conversation, a good flow going. Anyways, I shared the link. Some people heard it. Some people saw when I shared both the picture saying that I was going to be on, and then I shared the link afterwards. And the response was overwhelmingly positive, which I was grateful for. But then a Twitter user put out a tweet, and it's funny, didn't tag me in it, but I saw it because I follow this person, and said, "Why was Canucks Clay?" So Canuck Clay, but why was Canucks Clay interviewed on 650 today? I mean, Clay is great, but when did we start thinking he was an analyst? Yeah, so that was basically it. Why did they interview me? I'm great, but since when have I been considered an analyst? When I first saw this, the natural reaction is, oh, get defensive, get upset. He's calling out my credibility. But the more I thought about it, it actually didn't upset me. It truly, I'm not just saying this 24 hours later. It actually did not upset me, because this person is welcome to his opinion, just as I'm welcome to have my opinion. And I happen to share my opinion every day with 7,000 of you, subscribers. Not 7,000 people watch these all the time, but I have this platform that that I'm grateful for, but that I use. I use it to share my passion for the Vancouver Canucks, my knowledge of the Vancouver Canucks, my experiences and my insight, my analysis, whatever word you want to use. So I think this person, and let's just call him Patrick, because that's what he goes by on Twitter. So Patrick, I won't give his Twitter handle, but you can see it if you're on Twitter. He basically was calling out. Actually, I shouldn't judge what he was calling me out for, but he was asking, since when have I become an analyst? And I can't even say it. Since when have I become an analyst? And without me saying anything, a couple of people agreed with him, which is fine. That I have a thick skin. I have a pretty good ego. I can handle it. But many people, much more people, were saying, that's kind of rude, or I like Clay's stuff, or I think it's great that he brings, and all a different opinion, whatever it may be. And I'm grateful for those comments as well. Then I shared it, and then I quote tweeted him. And originally I said, maybe it's because they were going by looks. And then I did I attached my famous nice guy Clay meme. And then that got a lot of love. And my intention wasn't to pile on Patrick. But he expressed his opinion. And then I tried to make fun of it. I just said, maybe because they went by looks. And I didn't say anything like he was right, that he was wrong or anything like that. So that tweet, because I have more followers than Patrick, got more, it got some decent play and a lot of people affirming me, which was nice, but wasn't what I was looking for. And then I reflected on a little bit more as people were messaging me directly. Did you see this? What do you think? And truly, I wasn't offended. And I actually wrote a tweet saying, truly fine with what Patrick had to say. And I quote tweeted this tweet. Actually, I'm not sure if I quote tweeted this one. No, I just said, truly fine with what Patrick had to say. And I said, but I'm also very confident in my ability to communicate my knowledge of the Vancouver Canucks. And I didn't get into this whole thing about the word analyst or not. And I think that's what the crust of the argument really comes down to, if I'm being honest. I don't think Patrick's particularly jealous of me. I don't know why he would be, unless he has aspirations to get on the radio himself, but that's up to him. So I know a couple people went back to him and say, are you jealous or jealous much? And then he said, of what? And again, that doesn't offend me. But so I put this tweet out saying, I'm confident in my ability to, and I'd say 99% to that feedback to that tweet was very positive. And I had people like Thomas Drance even replying to that tweet, affirming me. My Canucks After Dark partner Parker sent a nice quote tweet saying that it's great that that people, the non I guess regular people are on there, and Sean Warren of the Area on 51 network, he was another one who sent out a nice tweet. So all really appreciative of the support of many others. I can't name you all in this video, but I obviously it's very affirming when you have people that have your back. But I guess, and the bottom line is, all I'm saying is there wasn't much to have my back for. It was a simple exchange. He expressed his opinion, and I was okay with it. And the funny thing is, Patrick's opinion when it comes to analysts, when he says, "Since when have we started thinking that Clay's an analyst?" I've had that thoughts about guys that have been on Sportsnet 650 and TSN 1040 before as well. I've actually sat there. I'm not going to name names, but I've sat there and I've listened to guys and I say, I actually think I would do a better job. I think I'm a better communicator. I'm a better speaker. I know just as much as them. And I think I would do a really good job. And I've actually thought that, to be honest with you. And I think I've hinted at that on this channel as well. It doesn't mean me cocky or it does make me confident, though, in my own abilities. And that's kind of the same confidence that I tried to exude yesterday when I said that I wasn't really offended by Patrick's tweet. Now, you might be saying, well, Clay, if you're not offended by it, why are you talking to 8 or 9 minutes about it? Why are you spending so much time talking about it? I want to firstly say I'm grateful for all the support that I got, even though it wasn't necessary, but it's certainly appreciated. And it's funny, and I'll stop short of giving Patrick props, but what he was saying is, I think what many people in our market do think is they might hear people either on the radio currently or people that have done it before that they might not like or they might not think is doing the best job. So I certainly can't fault him for expressing his opinion that way. It's an opinion that I disagree with, of course, and it's an opinion that I think a lot of people disagree with, but he's obviously allowed to express it. And I was truly fine with it. Just as I was truly fine with the support and the affirmation that came afterwards. But the last thing I'll talk about is this word analyst. It's interesting. I listened to the interview back, the 8.5-minute interview back a few times, and not once did Craig McEwen call me a Canucks expert. Not once did he call me a Canucks analyst. He just kept referring to me as Canuck Clay Emu, even though it's Clay Emo, but I'm not going to correct him on air. He kept saying Canuck Clay Emu. At the end, I was able to plug both my Twitter and my YouTube. And I would say, there are a couple people who are saying, well, what makes him any more of an analyst than anyone else on Twitter? I don't know. I actually think it's less about my Twitter presence and more about my YouTube presence, right? Daily vlogs about the Vancouver Canucks, season ticket member, someone who's been producing content for and with the Canucks, about the Canucks, I should say, for many, many years. So I'm not trying to flex on anyone. I think that maybe take it out of context, people might say, well, it looks like it's just this random Canucks fan from Twitter that they brought onto the radio. Whereas I would say, yeah, I have that persona on Twitter, but maybe I think the analysis or the insight that I say, right? Subscribe for Canucks Insight. That's positive, timely, and trustworthy. I think that's more for my YouTube channel as opposed to my Twitter feed. But I think you put both of them together, and that kind of is a composite of who I am when it comes to my Canucks fandom. So there we go. Just some thoughts there. So I guess I want to thank you for letting me express myself here. Again, not upset, not offended, not any of those things. I was just fascinated by the conversations and the discussions that it led to. And I have to take some time to reply to a lot of the tweets later today. And I try and do so not to pile on Patrick, but more just to express my thanks. And yes, bottom line, everyone's allowed to express an opinion, and I'm appreciative of the support that came from people near and far. Check out the 8.5 minute clip. Tell me what you think. And if you waded at all into this little discussion yesterday on Twitter, let me know. Let me know. And I wouldn't get offended if you said to me, no, actually, Clay, I kind of agree with Patrick's sentiment. Or if you're kind of saying that he was kind of off base, or maybe it's somewhere in the middle for you. But let me know your thoughts. I'd love to know your honest thoughts. Now that you've heard my insight on the situation, and after you maybe hear the interview and see the tweet, I'll link to everything down below in my description. I would love to know your thoughts. Leave me a comment, a question for Ask Me Anything tomorrow, mark it AMA. And I want to thank, shout out to my Hall of Fame members, Jens95, Sim Alexander, Justin Credible, nucksfan number 29, Lucas Gates, Chris Seifried, Adam Broomfield, Shea Family Channel, Shannon Hollingworth, and Andrew Chang. Thanks for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or any of my videos, or on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you like to, like this video if you like to, leave a comment if you like to, leave a question for tomorrow's Ask Me Anything, and let me know your thoughts on Canucks analysts. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Have a great day. God bless, and go Canucks go.